Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of this Granite Nonstick cookware set that I got from Caannasweis. And if you'd like to see what I received and what I thought, stick around because it's coming up next. Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Roy. I'm a home cook, amateur baker, and I'm here on this channel typically sharing recipes that have helped me to lose over 125 pounds, whether those recipes are mine or someone else's. But today is not a recipe, as you likely saw from the thumbnail. Today I'm doing an unboxing of this cookware that I was sent by Caannasweis, and they are a company that's been around since 1999, started off doing traditional pots, and then in 2019, after being a professional supplier, they decided to start online sales with some non-stick cookware that is supposed to be induction ready, which is perfect because I have an induction stovetop, so that will be one thing we can definitely test here. Their slogan is "Taste the fun of cooking," and I'm hoping that's exactly what I'm gonna get, but we will see. Now, one of the things that most intrigued me about this cookware is that they have handles that detach. So you could cook on the stovetop, bring it over to the table, and unclip the handle, and then you have your serving bowl right there. Of course, it will be hot, so be careful. I thought that was a very interesting feature, and it also allows you to put it into the dishwasher with the handles detached, so that way you can clean it just like other cookware or bowls or plates. And it's also versatile enough that without the handles, you can even use it in the oven, store things in the fridge. So it is pretty versatile, and they're compact enough that you can store them very easily. I would suggest putting a mat. They do supply mats, I believe. I'll double check that once I open the box. Any sort of little mat, put that in between just to prevent any scratching. And you can store them easily without the handles. Most pots, when you store them with the handles kind of get in the way. So I'm looking forward to seeing how well these store that way. And they also say that they are compact enough and small enough, detachable enough, that you can even take them camping with you if you are a camper and use them in your campsite. But enough of the background. Let's open this box and see what we've got. Now you can see here it shows magic click. Those are for the handles that are detachable, and they will click in place apparently so that you know that they are secure. And you can see here on the front it does say that they have the detachable handle, and then on this side they do say they're ceramic because they do have a granite look to them. They are considered Granite cookware. So they come in a rather compact box, and you can see what I mean about them storing so easily without those handles getting in the way. But let's see what we've got here. And it does say nonstick PFOA free. I'm not sure what that is. I'm assuming it's something that some people have issue with. So it's nice that they have gotten rid of that. So the first thing we have is a lid, and it's very sturdy. It's like very strong glass, but a nice flexible edge. So that's interesting. And then a smaller one. I'm assuming, yeah, the handles are in here so that you can attach those. But I do like how sturdy that seems. And then it gives you a little give on the outside. That way it can, I assume, fit a few different pots. That's why you only get two, I'm assuming. There's an instruction manual that shows you how to open the handle, how to fix the handle lock, how to uninstall the handle, and it shows what the set includes: 8-inch frying pan, 10-inch frying pan, 10-inch wok pan, 1.9 quart saucepan, 2.6 quart saucepan, 2 removable handles, and 2 glass lids with silicone ring. It also gives safety precautions such as maximum amount of oil should be less than half the pan, but that's the same with any pan. You shouldn't fill it more than half. Don't leave while cooking. Don't place or use the pan where infants can easily reach. because of the handle, if the handle is on. Please remove the handle if cooking requires a long time, may cause a scald if the handle has been heated for too long. So that's a good tip to know, is if it's going to be something that's going to simmer for quite a while, you can just take the handle off and put it back on when you're ready for it. Do not directly touch the pan when or after cooking, obviously. Then the care of use, please brush oil on pan before cooking or baking. So you can bake in these as well. As I said, they go in the oven. Do not directly cut food on the pan or lid. I would hope not. When using induction cookware, please use below medium power rate. That could be a problem. I don't know how well it's conducting. It does say that it has a magnetic base to ensure even cooking. So that'll be interesting, because you know I tend to cook on medium high. So I'll be interested to see how it fares, how it cooks on a lower temperature. Do not use in the microwave, obviously, because it does have a metal base, as I said. Take out handle and lid before putting in the oven. So anyways, that is that. Then we have here the little trivet mats. You get 4 trivet mats, and those are so if you do bring it to the table, you have something to set it on. And you can also store the cookware with these in between to prevent any scratching. Okay, I was expecting more of a granite look, not red. That is interesting. I do like the color. It's nice and vibrant. Okay, so this is, it does say cast aluminum supreme quality products. It doesn't say the size on there, so you'll have to be aware of what size you are using. And here is, they seem fairly sturdy and clangy. Oh, okay. I didn't know what these were at first, but now I think I understand. These are, if you are going to be storing something in the fridge, then you can just put this silicone cover on top. Okay, it's a little bit of a challenge if that's what those are meant for. Let me try this larger one, which is too big. Let me try it over here. Okay, so this one does fit on here fairly well, and it has a nice rubbery texture so that it's going to seal in there. So that is nice. I just don't know why this one is. It looks much smaller. Is there another smaller pan? Maybe for the skillet? There's one of the skillets, the smaller skillet, and that's a larger one. This does have me wondering a little bit about how, oh, okay, there we go. Oh, nope, I thought I had it. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a struggle, which I'm not overly fond of. It did go on the other one fairly easily, but if I have food in here, I might be making a mess on myself. But I did finally get it on, nice and tight. The seal is good. And then it has this little tab, so when you want to take it off, you can just remove it. So that is nice. A little bit of a struggle to get it on there, but it did get on there finally. And then we have the smaller of the frying pans, the skillets. Here, I assume, are the handles. Yep, and oh, nice and sturdy. This is what they mean by locking it in place, I assume, is you put it on, squeeze it until this gets locked, and there you have it. And then just to release it, just press that down and it's gone. So I do like that. I enjoy the fact that these are detachable, and you do get 2 of them. Now, as I said, the handles should not go in the dishwasher. They should not go in the oven, but no, I like that. I think that's a very interesting feature. And what is this? Oh, and they give me a pair of tongs to go along with it, which is nice. Nice silicone tip, so it's really going to grasp onto things. You can see it's kind of like pressing really tight together. And then we have our larger skillet. I do like how deep this one is, because a lot of times the skillets are a little too shallow. So when I'm stirring food, if I have a little spasm, as you know I may, I'll throw things out of the pan, but this is nice and deep, so that will not happen. And then here is the other skillet, the 10-inch, I believe it was. So far, I really do like how they feel, and I do love the handles. I'm gonna clean up this mess, then I'm gonna test them on the stovetop, on my induction stovetop, and I'm gonna see how well they fare with cooking maybe an egg. That's usually a really tough one. Even on non-stick, sometimes they can stick. So I'll be curious how it handles that. So let me clean all this up and I'll be back. Okay, so I did test a couple of things, but I'd forgotten to turn on that camera. So I did do eggs, and I was shocked at how well they flipped. They didn't stick at all. And I also did some crushed tomatoes and cooked that up in a pot so that I could see if it stained the cookware at all, and it did not. It washed off perfectly. Then I decided, well, since I have to record something again anyways, I really wanted to test it on meat, because they said not to go over medium heat on induction stovetops. I'm hoping that's because it gets hot enough just at medium with the aluminum bottom that you don't need that. But I definitely wanted to test meat and see how it seared, see how it gave me nice color, or if it didn't. So I have some pork chops here that I have seasoned with salt, pepper, and my apple pie spice. I know that may sound an odd combination, but I do use apple pie spice, pumpkin pie spice, and even my gingerbread spice on pork, on chicken, what have you. So they're not just for dessert anymore. But we're gonna test this. I do need to grab my cooking spray, which I forgot to get out, because like I said, I'm not going to use oil. They do say, you know, lightly brush some oil, but I had fine results cooking the egg with cooking spray. So that's what I'm gonna use. Over here in the same sauce pot that I did the crushed tomatoes, I have some corn and green beans, and I've just mixed those together. I'll often use those as a side. I like that combination. And there is a lid here. This lid actually fits better on the larger one, but because of the silicone around it, it will fit on here as well. There'll just be a slight little lift here, but it still seems to cover it perfectly fine. So I do have that. I have the one for the skillet here. Now, my one concern is it doesn't seem like this 10-inch is going to accommodate all of these pork chops, but we will see. I did want to show you, this is the handle. It's closed right now. You just push this button and it pops open. You clip that on, squeeze the handle back in place, and it's securely held right there. So I'm going to add in my pork chops and we will see. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get them all in here. I am actually getting sizzle, and it is only on medium, so that may bode well for this. I'm not quite sure. And these are bone-in. I usually do cook boneless, and they're center cut, which is the best to cook for a weight loss journey, is center cut. And when I do have bone-in, I do keep the bone to the center when I can, and it does look like it's just barely going to fit them all in there. As I said, it would have been better had I been cooking boneless, but these were on sale, so this is what I got. So I'm gonna give this my typical 5 minutes. Now, as I said, it does say for induction, don't go over medium heat. I did try with the crushed tomatoes and went up to medium high, and I didn't see any problems. I hear a very faint sizzle, but I'm afraid I'm not gonna get much of a sear on medium here. But we will find out. Let me get these cooking. I'll test them in about 5 minutes to see where they are. And if they're not giving me enough color, I am going up on temperature. So give me a few minutes and I'll be back. Okay, there is some sizzling going on, and I have this on number 6. Medium is number 5 on mine. It goes from 0 to 10. So I went a little on the higher end of medium just to make sure I was getting some color, hopefully. I did flip the pork chops a little bit so that the bones were now on the outside, and you can see that they are a little crowded in there that way. So for me, this would work better in a 12-inch pan, only because of the bones. If these were boneless, I wouldn't have any problem. But let's see how they did with color. I'm gonna take one and flip it. It's got a little color, but not much. Some of the color that you do see is from the apple pie spice. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to test and see what is going on and turn this up to medium high. I know it's against the rules, but until they write back and tell me why, I don't know why, so I'm going to give myself a nice sear on these. So if you're looking to sear something, the medium setting I don't think is going to cut it. So I'm going to medium high like I normally do, and we'll see what we get then. But let me get these done in another 5 minutes or so, and I'll be back. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to check. There is a little bit more color, but still didn't sear as much as I would like. Now see, there is getting a little color. Part of it may be that they are crowded in this pan, because that will definitely throw off searing because of the moisture. And yeah, there, see, that's what I'm looking for, is that right there. So I really think it's just because I've crowded the pan trying to cook all of my pork chops at once. And I do have it on medium high, so that way I get that color. But I definitely need a larger pan. But it is doing the browning I want now that I've turned it up. That side does need a little more browning, and I'll just play around with those a little bit. But let me cover those to get that sizzle out of our ears, and that will also help to cook the inside, cook this through and keep it moist at the same time. I am gonna now turn it down to medium, just so that I can finish explaining and not have these overcooked. But overall, I really do like this set. I will definitely find out from the manufacturer why that medium on induction is a thing. I went to medium high, it didn't seem to have any problems, but overall, I do enjoy them. I love the idea, the concept. I do wish they had more than just the 2 handles, because if I need to make a lot more meals, then I only have the 2 handles, but I can move it from one pot to another very easily. So I guess it's not really that big of a deal. But there you have it. I appreciate Caannasweis sending this to me to let me test it out. And overall, I really do like it. As I said, the browning on the pork chops, I think is mainly because I have the bone in and they're not really fitting in there the way they should. If it were a 12-inch skillet, then I think I wouldn't have any problem. But I do enjoy them. They clean up well. They come in other colors than the red. They didn't let me select the color. I probably would have chosen something else, but I don't mind the red at all. But I hope that you enjoyed my unboxing and testing of this Caannasweis cookware set, the Granite Nonstick. Now, they did send me a link and a code for you. If you wanted to purchase this, you would get 10% off. That is down in the description box. I haven't found anything to complain about, except minor little things like having maybe an extra handle or so. But again, you can move them around, so I'm not sure that's that big of a deal. But they cleaned up well. I really like them. So thank you, Caannasweis, for sending this to me. So as I said, they sent me a link and a code that will be down in the description box for you if you are interested. Also down there are my 2 stores, the Fourth Wall and Zazzle store, if you want to check out any of the merchandise there and support the channel. Also down there, you will find the link to my cookbook if you are in the US. If you are in another country, you will have to search recipes with Roy Cookbook to find it, because that is the link to the US store. Also down there is my Amazon storefront. If I've used anything you're interested in, it may be there. And my social media is down there, my Instagram and a few Facebook groups that I'm part of. So go check out that description box for all sorts of information. So now I think it is time to serve up dinner, and I think I will enjoy cooking with this set for quite a while. And I hope that you might consider doing the same yourself. So until next time, bye.